All you need to do is learn how they are being generated, understand their uses, and you'll be fine with it. Now let's turn on our Kali machines, and on your terminal, go to your SQL map. Just type in SQL map for it to start up. SQL map. Let me ensure that everyone on YouTube is able to. Turn on your Kali machines and type in SQL map. Just type in SQL map and enter. You should be seeing something like this. Let me share my screen once more. You should be seeing something like this.
Yo, bros, I can't see your screen from my end.
Let me share it again. Can everyone see it?
Yeah, yes, yes, I can
Yes.
see the screen now. Yes, yes.
Now type in SQL map and you should see this. This is what you should be seeing. Now there are commands that you are going to be using for you to check if it is possible for you to attack a site. And it is not every website you can attack. Not every website you can attack using this SQL. Now, a lot of us, when I give the assignment, a lot of us just went to do SQL map, say -u, and I saw a lot of things like, because I gave an example, testfire.net. A lot of people did this. A lot of people did this. And doing this does not, it doesn't just do anything for you at all. There is nothing you are going to get from this. You're not going to get any information from this. I've clicked on enter and just watch and see what will come back as the result. It is checking if the connection between the sites is possible. But you can see it's telling me that the target URL content is unstable. Testing if it is not stable because it will have continued from here. Now notice something. I want everybody should look at this. Everybody should look at this. Notice what they wrote here. Notice what they wrote here. Notice what they wrote here. Notice what I highlighted. Get parameter ID in what? A lot of us just did www.thewebsite.com and that was it. When you want to do SQL map, you check. That is the essence why I said Go and do that assignment and find out. I didn't get up to six answers out of everybody that were in class, people in the group too. I was surprised because I'm not going to teach everything here. Someone tried it on TryHack Me, and I'm I'm certain that that person at least has learnt about SQL to a certain level. Now the rest of us that didn't do the assignment, the rest of us were just waiting for the class. We might not get to see everything. So it's important to do those assignments. Now look at where what I have highlighted. It is showing get parameter ID in, I think, let me increase the font of my screen so everybody can see it. You can see what is written here. Get parameter ID. You can see. Can you see where they wrote ID is equals to 1? That is what they are looking for. This question mark ID is equals to 1. It is very important. It is very important. If you are doing SQL and you don't see this, just forget it. You've not even started anything. You've not even started anything. So it's important.
Sir, I can't see your screen, yo. I can't see your screen, yo.
Can you see it?
Yes, I can see it now.
But it's not blowing now. It's blowing. It's blowing. It's not clear.
Yes.
Is it better?
Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
A little bit better, but not really that clear.
You can do the same thing on your system. If you have your system open, you can
Okay.
do the same thing. Just look at what I typed out at the beginning. Look at what I typed at the beginning. SQL map space minus u testfire.net, and I didn't get any result.
Yes.
I didn't get any result. Why? The ID is not there. There's no ID. Remember, ID stands for things like username, what you want to use to log in. Those are the only kind of sites that you see how easy it is. I'll send a very short note to the group. Good luck to whoever uses it to continue with whatever they want to learn. If you feel like, oh, it's just the SQL map you're after, all the same, good luck. But I just want everybody to learn. That's just it. Now we are going to be using a site. Now, whenever you want, if you want to get the site that has this links that have this kind of ID with them, right? You go to that particular website you want to attack. If it's a financial website, whatever, e-commerce, just any site, ensure that what you are looking for will have this question mark ID is equals to 1, something like this. That ID is very important. It might not always come out like this, having ID. When we used testfire, when we use testfire, when we're using Burpsuite, we used SQL injection to log in. Now on testfire, let's try to sign in. admin 12345, and I'm going to log in. What did he say? It is bringing out information that I'm not supposed to see as a user. Security 12345. You can see the information it has given to me. As a user, you are not supposed to see such kind of information. It is not supposed to be displayed. This is one of the ways you can tell that okay, it is possible for me to use SQL injection to attack this site. This is one of the ways you can use SQL injection to attack this site. Seeing raw error messages. Raw error messages. You can also try to check the programming language. The programming language they use is old, PHP. How many people know PHP programming language here? Or you've heard of it, PHP? Or you know WordPress? I don't know if WordPress is still very active now. If you've heard of things like WordPress, those programming
Yeah, I think
languages,
WordPress is used to design websites.
yes, those programming languages that were being used had a lot of issues. Some people think, or some people thought that it was easy for them to use. It was easy to build a website with those languages. But they didn't think of the security aspects. A lot of us will just look at this login failed. We are sorry, but this username or password was not found in our system. You are not supposed to see that kind of information. What you should be saying is login failed. Please try again. That's the best. Nothing else. Because I can try about 50 different usernames that I think are possible. And if I finally find out that just one is able to work, then I'm fine with it. The password will not be an issue. So I've given two ways you can know how to inject a website or a link with SQL injection. Look out for the question mark equals to ID. Let me share that again. Look out for something like this. If the website you go to also throws you this kind of information that you're not supposed to see, it is also possible. I'm not saying all websites that will show you all of this, not all, but majority of what we've seen so far in cybersec world, this is how we know that a site can be injected with SQL. Now, I don't know if the person is on our class, the person that talked about having issues with his SQL that was saying out of date, out of date, out of date. I'm using 2024 Kali, and more than 80% of us here are using 2025 Kali. I'm certain of that. More than 80% of us are using 2025 Kali. Now, it doesn't really matter whether you're using 2024 or you're using 2025. The information I will get for 2024 Kali, I might get about 90% information about that site on SQL map. But somebody who is using 2025 Kali might get 100%. It does not mean I that got 90% cannot work with what I have. I can work with the information I have and do a lot of damage. Now, look at where websites and this ID equals to 1 come in. I'm I'm going to try a site SQL map minus u, and we are going to use HTTP and this. Let's say test PHP. Now you can see already this PHP has already been told that it is a vulnerable programming language that's been used here. So I'm getting information from there. I'm already getting certain information that okay, we are looking at a possible site that can be injected with SQL, a possible programming language. Test php.vuln web.com. You can go online to search vulnweb.com. It is where you can test anything. Now, a lot of us will be saying, oh, permission, um, where to test our skills on. You can go to vulnweb.com. They have a whole long list of vulnerable sites that you can test your hands. You can do a lot of damage to their websites and it doesn't affect anybody. You have full privilege to do any attack that you want to do. HTTP.
Please, can you repeat the name of
Sorry,
the website
sorry,
again?
slash.
Someone asked me to give the name of what?
The website we can try to learn what to taught us today.
Check for Von Web. I'm highlighting it. Von Web online.
It's,
They have a whole lot of sites that you can test your hands.
The name again, boss. Sorry.
Von Web.
Fun word.
VULN as in vulnerable. VULN. Then web. Now you can see the site I have selected and I put quotation mark at the beginning of the site and at the end of the site. Sometimes you can work without having doing those quotation marks, but I like to do it like this because of the color code. Now I'm not just going to stop here, I'm going to add some things to it because you can continue from here and still get some information, but I already want to tell it I'm going for the database. So minus minus DES. Can you see what it's already telling me?
eh, wait on.
I'm not doing it again because my
Okay, man, now.
previous just stopped the site, but we are doing it again and you're seeing. Now it's going to continue. See how the information is loading in.
I'm a bully now.
Please, can you turn off your mic, please? People are watching live on YouTube so that they don't get issues with the audio. Now you can see the information that has come back to me. Can you see one of the types? One of the types of SQL injection. You have error based, you have time based blind, you have union query. We cannot see all of this. I hope we're all, if you have the opportunity, you can do it on your system and see it also. You can see all the different types of information that we have here. Now, if you go to the end, you can see what they wrote there around available databases. There are two available databases that we can get information from. There are two available databases you can get information from. There's AccuArt and there's information underscore schema. Now I'm going to use another command to get more information. The other command, you can make it shorter. You can make it shorter, there's no issue. That's why I said go and learn your commands. If you learn your commands, this will not be an issue for you. Now, what is the name of the database we want to see information? We are going to use AccuArt. We want to see what information is there. I'm going to use minus minus tables. I want it in a table format. Minus D and then AccuArt. Can you see how my information has returned? It is in a table format. I don't know what information this is, whether it's username, whether it's password, I don't know yet. I can't tell. But from the information I have seen now, I can tell that this is what is inside AccuArt. Now it doesn't just stop there. It doesn't just stop there. There's another line. Instead of stopping at those tables, you can notice I used DBS in small letters and I used two dashes, two minuses. If I'm using just one letter, which is capital letter, then I'm using one dash. And minus T, let's have it in columns. Or let's see users. From this table, what do we want to see? We want to see the one for users. Minus T users space dash dash column. I'm using 2024 Calio and I'm still getting a whole lot of information. Somebody is going to do this and will have more information that than I have, because that is just the only edge over having 2025. But I can still do a lot of work with my 2024 Cali. You can see they have been given the columns in the database of AccuArt. This is the users table. There's another line. We can keep on going on and on. Our column is going to change to minus C, capital letter C. Let's see, new name, minus minus dump. Can you see what I have? You can get so much information from this.
Sorry, what's the meaning of this minus T minus D that we are using, please?
See why I said we should all learn our commands. Now, when I started at the beginning, let me go back up. When I started at the beginning, I used minus DBS. I used minus DBS. Minus DBS. I don't want to be typing minus DBS again. I want to make it shorter. I don't want my command to look so long. What do? Minus capital D. 1 minus and then capital letter D stands for database. Minus DBS is still the same thing, database. But I don't want to have a very long command line.
Okay.
Maybe I want more things to fit in so that it looks simpler for me to understand. The same thing with tables. I typed tables out in full. I typed tables out in full. But when I went down, I just used capital letter T. You can see for columns too. I now use capital letter C. Someone wants to ask a question. Is someone asking a question? Please, if you want to get the YouTube link, go to the announcement group. Please. You can check on the group chat, you can check on the announcement group. Augustus, you can ask your question.
It's not actually a question. It's just like more of something I
It's an
I noticed
addition.
that something like an addition here.
No
That's the word.
problem. As long as everybody is going to learn from it, everybody is happy.
Okay. Okay. So I just want there's something I want us to just understand about why our tutor is using database, column, table. At the end of the day, you use dump. The thing is that we are trying to get information from the database, and the database just sit as a house. When you enter inside the database, the first thing you will see is a table. That's why he's using table. When you open the table, you are going to see the column. If you open the column, that is when you now see the data. So just view it as an onion. It has every layer. So the database is like the house covering the table. The table is the one covering the column, while the column is the one covering the data we are searching for, the cocoa we are looking for. So you get nice. This like a shell upon a shell upon a shell. So nobody should just get confused about why he's using database, that word, the D, the C. So it's just like if you open a house, the house is like the database. The first thing you will see is the table. When you open the table, what you are going to see is the column. If you open the column, that is what you are going to see the data. That is where you now use the dump, the data, because what is what you are looking for. So that's just my addition. Thank you.
Yeah. So let me explain that more. Now, when I was talking about database in general as a whole means your username, your password is saved somewhere. Your username and your password is saved somewhere. Now, for that username and password that is being saved, where is it being saved at? It is saved in a chart, in a table. It is saved in a table. We can all see, we can see name, we can see varchar. It is saved in a table like that. So we can have name under column, and then under type you have the person's name. You have the person's address, the person's address. It is all being arranged in a tabular format so that anytime you put in your username and password, it will go and search that database. Okay, we have this name, we have this password, it is correct. Any information that we have on it on our database, I'm not talking about your main information of why you are going to that website. That is a separate database. This database is used for your username, your password, all those basic things they'll ask you when you are filling a form to maybe sign up for a site. It is saved on this kind of databases. So now we all need to go and search what is inside this database. We have a database that could be for the normal users, you can have the one that is for the administrators. Now let's go to the administrators. What kind of um, passwords do they use, or what passwords do they have? You enter the administrator database, you still check for name and password. You might not see the password immediately. You can still check, oh, name and something else. You keep on going. You can see I asked for the usernames, I asked for the users, I asked for the username, I can ask for password, I can ask for email. It goes that far. So it is the information that you have kept or you have submitted to that website that is being kept as a database, apart from the main information you want to access. Ike wanted to ask a question. You can go ahead with your question. Mr. Ike, you can go ahead with your question, please, before I move on. Or should I continue? Okay, I'll continue. Anytime you have your question, you can alert me. Now, I'm going for the test which I'm seeing under username. I want to know what is there. What is under this username? I want to see. I will get more information again. My antivirus keeps on telling me that the website I am going to is not safe. So I have to keep on accepting it to continue. Now you can see what is going on right now. Can you see? There's nothing inside again. So I have finally reached the end of this person's account. I've gotten all the information that concerns this person's account. It is exhausted. You can still use commands to make it in a very big chart so that you don't have to start saying, okay, you attack or you check the information for one person, you finish with that person, you move to the next one. No, you can use commands to get information in a whole tabular format. That is for SQL map. That is for SQL map. I would have shown us the another tool which is the white widow, but it has not been able to start up on my system, so I can't show that. But this is more than enough a tool for us to use. SQL map is a very good tool, so nothing, no excuses that you are using an old version or it's staying outdated. It is staying you outdated because it is more of anticipating that maybe the new one that is going to be created is going to be a direct thing. Google.com, Facebook.com, without having the question mark, the ID, the equals to one, all those kind of information. That is what it is thinking of. That is why it will tell you it is not updated. But it is just telling you, check your website, check the link you are giving to us to use. Is it correct? Is there something missing? That's what it is saying. Now you can ask your question.
Yeah, yeah, boss. So I was the one that was affected yesterday with that stuff, right?
Yes.
So I had I mean, yesterday I slept by 2 a.m. trying to fix this stuff. So I've been using YouTube all along. So when I normally do not use ChatGPT for most of this stuff. I use YouTube and it makes it easier. So yesterday I just jumped on ChatGPT and I asked a lot of questions. So it was saying that I have to remove the old version first of all, which I removed.
Yes.
I had to go out to remove SQL map. I
Exactly
removed
what
it.
exactly what you are saying, right? Is exactly what I
Yeah.
have done. It's
Eh,
not a new
that was
thing. It's not a new thing.
yeah. Now
I've done the same thing, and I have checked
okay.
for the version. I have checked for the version I have. You can just do SQL map space minus minus version or minus V,
Yes.
and you see the version. The version I have on my own system now, which I'm using 2024 Kali, is not the same version that is on 2025 Kali, but it will still give you most of the same information. I have deleted my SQL so many times. At a point, I didn't even have SQL again because I was tired. I was like, is it actually a tool I should use? Until I said, no, there must be a way around it because somebody cannot be using it. And I am now giving excuses of this same thing that the person is using is not working on my own. There must be something that I have not gotten right. So that is why I was able to get it. The links, the websites, the way I was able to know that this is a site you can use, this is a link, how the link is supposed to be for you to do SQL injection. I had to go and learn it by myself. I had to go and learn it by myself. The note I even created, I don't, you will not see any note like that. Maybe you might ask ChatGPT and it can give you some information on those kind of things. But nobody will give you a note saying for you to know that a website can be injected with SQL, these are the things you should look out for. There's no way you get it like that. Somebody did try out me SQL map and he saw how tough it was. I can't even remember when I did mine, whether I actually even struggled that much to continue and finish up. So most of the time, it's not that the tool is outdated. It's just something that is wrong with it because most all these tools that are being used, all these tools that are being used, they were being used before now. They were used for the same thing. Most of what we are learning now could be years back that they created it. There's a tool I discussed with somebody today, and that tool was created in 2014. I can't find where to download it now, but if I get it, definitely I will still have to follow that person's steps to ensure everything is correct. And I'm happy that you also mentioned ChatGPT. So don't just watch YouTube videos alone. Also add ChatGPT to it. Add ChatGPT to it. I tried this, it didn't work. This is what I typed. Is it correct? At least ChatGPT can give you a straightforward answer. You can also ask it, okay, I have this website, facebook.com. How do I get the sites that can be used for me to do SQL injection? ChatGPT might not give you the answer immediately because definitely there are permissions, there are procedures, and all of that. But there are sites that you can easily get those kind of things from. Olatomima, you can ask your question.
Hello, sir. Thank you very much, sir. What I wanted to ask is this: assuming we have like Tesla.com is maybe is not vulnerable to SQL injection. Can be subdomain? Can the subdomains be vulnerable to SQL injections?
Yes, they can be injected with SQL. Just ensure that
Okay, sir.
the site you are looking at has those parameters you are looking for.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, those parameters are not a large thing.
All right, sir.
I will send a note on what to look out for. It's a very short note on what to look out for when you want to do SQL injection on sites. I had to create it by myself with very short words. At least it can take you to some extent when you are learning SQL map. Any other questions, please? So I'm just going to test out one of the SQLs. We've all seen this one. We've all seen this. So it's not something new that we are doing. Any password of my choice. And I'm logged in. What I just used was a classic or a very simple true or false statement. Is the username admin? If he says yes, I'm good to go. If he says no, no wahala. I have told it if this admin is correct or wrong. Check the next statement or shey one is equals to one. The system says yes and I'm good to go. It doesn't care about the password. Definitely you cannot try it like this for all sites. That is why they will tell you go and use SQL map. Some sites you have to try SQL map. By the time you are told okay, you can use time based for this, you can use boolean, then you can now come here and start looking for okay, what is the boolean SQL I can use. Then you type it in union based, what are they? You type it here and then you can use. Some of them you can type it on the this thing. Some SQL you can type it on the link. You can type them on the link on the website themselves. You can type it in and enter. It will throw out information for you. So these are parts of the way you can use SQL injection to get access to sites. You can see here I'm an admin user on this site because I did SQL injection. Now, having that admin access, I can decide to bring down this website. I can decide to transfer funds. Anything I want to do, I'm basically the owner of this website now. So anything I want to do to it, I can do. It's at my mercy. If I get the username and password of somebody who is a user, I might be able to only get access to that person's particular account. But I don't just want to look at as somebody who okay, it's just one person. I want to get the main administrative access, and that is what I just did. So any other questions? Any other questions? Any questions? I'm going to send another link to the group, and that is for those who want to understand how to use try hack me. Some people have gone far ahead, so I believe that not everybody has struggles with it. So for those that want to understand how do I use this try hack me, how do I understand it? Some people have been asking me, I've gone through 5 rooms. The sixth room, they're asking me to pay for it. You don't need to pay. So how do you go about it? The roadmaps that are there. I don't give roadmaps to anybody so that it doesn't look as if I skipped something. Go and find out the roadmap by yourself. If you're okay with the roadmap, fine. I can't teach everything. So any other questions? Any other questions? Any other questions? We can keep on practicing with what I have shown today. Can keep on practicing all those commands. If you don't know any of those commands, go back to your
Sorry, hello, please. I don't know if I can, if you can show me again how you log in the admin account. I didn't see very well, just to see you typing.
okay. Now what I did was that I used an SQL injection. I used an SQL injection can see what I already have here. Now, this could be a user. T user could be a user. I don't know if it's, let me try to expand it. Is it clear?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
You can see T user and then I have an apostrophe. I could have, if this was a physical class, I would have explained it very well. But I'm going to send a link, a YouTube video to watch. If you don't watch it, you're still on your own. So that you understand the back end, how I was able to manipulate the back end of this website. I'll send the video that's helpful. It is the same Autoro Mutual that I'm using that the person used. So I use this SQL injection and I was able to log in. It doesn't matter the password I put. I'm just putting one letter now and I'm logging in. I want to transfer funds from which account to which account. I can do any of that. I can do any of that. Transfer money was successfully transferred from this account to another because I have administrative access. So any other questions? We have less than a minute before the class ends. Any other questions? The link I'm going to be sending next to the group is for those who don't understand. Try hack me. If you start asking me questions on SQL map, don't ask me on the call. Ask in the group chat. Don't ask me on the call. I will not answer. So since there are no other questions, we'll be ending the class on this note and then I'll be sending another link for those who want to understand how to use Try Hack Me. I'll look for an assignment for us to do. Or I don't know if I should give everybody grace of today to go and practice and learn what we have just done now. Before the class ends or when the thing ends, you can just take 30 minutes to try what we have done.